Ziggy Marley. And Steve Sharippa brings Southern etiquette to New York City. And now, yes, Leno!
Tonight show, nice to have you all here. We probably, folks don't know about this. You've been sitting in the studio or in line. Big news today from the Hubble telescope. You hear about this? Today, astronomers say it has pictures of a star self-destructing. But enough about Star Jones. But you know... Hey, Kev.
What's up, Jay?
Hear about this Star Jones? Got a new place to live.
Really?
The only problem? No view. Hey! You know, right now, The View has already begun auditioning for somebody to take Star Jones's place on the show. And they say the perfect candidate would be a woman who is comfortable speaking her mind and enjoys chatting with her girlfriends. Well, we're going to find a woman like that. That's impossible. In fact, Barbara Walters, oh, man, she is so mad. You know, she's writing a book about the incident called The Devil Wears Payless. Yeah, it should be a big, huge book. Huge book. Well, it's interesting. Did you see? I don't know if you know, if you watched Star Jones. She was on Larry King the other night, and it was interesting, you know, because she said she was told she could make up any story she wanted, and everybody would go along with it. You know, same thing Bush told Karl Rove before the grand jury. Same. Hey, you hear about this? Earlier today, President Bush took Japan's Prime Minister Koizumi.
Oh, yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah.
Thanks, he took him to Graceland. The Japanese Prime Minister, a huge Elvis fan, and Bush took him to Graceland. One embarrassing moment, President Bush made the Japanese Prime Minister promise that when Bush visits Japan, that he would take him to the Godzilla Museum. Yeah. Yeah, a little awkward. But to his credit, President Bush knew all the protocol when meeting a Japanese prime minister. You know, he's had a lot of practice bowing to the oil company executives, so he knew. So it made it easier. And the Senate is holding hearings, or held hearings rather, on President Bush's use of signing statements. You know what those are, signing statements? That's a proclamation which lets the president sign a bill. He can sign a law and then limit what part of that law actually applies to him. And of course, the Democrats are acting like this is something new. This is not new. Same thing Bill Clinton used when he signed his marriage license. Let's cross that part out. Same basic. Oh, what else? And President Bush has warned North Korea against test firing its new missile. President Bush said, put your missile away and stop threatening other people with it. I'm sorry, that's what he said to Rush Limbaugh. You know, I'm confused. I'm sorry, I'm totally confused. As you know, earlier in the week, Rush Limbaugh was stopped at the airport for having an illegal prescription of Viagra. In fact, you know how the cops knew he was on Viagra? Interesting. He was holding a suitcase in each hand, was still able to hail a cab. Yeah. Actually, the prescription bottles of Viagra, see, if it had Rush's name on it, wouldn't have been a problem. Right. But he had bottles of Viagra with somebody else's name on them. And that's what aroused suspicion. In fact, we have some of the bottles here. These are the actual bottles that he used. This is one here. Oh, here you go. See, huge erection. That was one. That was the other name, Joe Cocker. That was the other one. See, he had this one. This is the one that got him, I think, though. Kevin Eubanks.
Can I have it?
I'll get it back to you. Yeah. That's right, the weekend's coming. I'll get them back to you.
Man, I could use a bottle.
And a prominent politician in Poland escaped drunk driving arrest after he told the police he was only using vodka as a mouthwash. Today, Patrick Kennedy said, that's what happened to me. Hey, a new Osama bin Laden tape has been released. Very disturbing. And it's clear this tape was made fairly recently. Do we have that? Can we play the translation?
I come to you today with unanswered questions. When will the United States leave the Middle East? And what the heck was Star Jones thinking? After all Barbara Walters has done for her, quitting on the air without telling her is unforgivable.
Fairly recent. And an inventor from Florida has developed a 6-inch plastic device called Mr. Dunk that makes it easier for kids to dunk their cookies in milk. Is that a good idea, making it easier, huh? Maybe somebody should make it harder so our fat-ass kids stop eating cookies all day. Now think about it. Do we need this? Really? Why do we need this? A plastic device? I mean, are our children's hands so fat they don't fit in the glass now anymore? You have to have a special device to lower the cookie down into the... Oh, here's another brilliant idea, and I never heard of this. According to the New York Post, passengers who fly on an airline called Revolution Air can get a tattoo in the air while they're flying. Is an airplane the best place to get a tattoo? Have they ever heard of turbulence? No? What's next? In-flight LASIK eye surgery? This is interesting. According to a new study published in the journal Science, income plays a very, very small role in people's day-to-day happiness. They say they found that people with highly inflated incomes are more tense and irritable. Could you hold the card straight? Idiot!
Wow.
I don't know what...
Calm down, Jay.
Calm down. Thank you. That was...
Calm down, Jay.
I just did that joke in so I could get an acting nomination. Yeah.
Oh,
That was my acting irritable.
I didn't know you made that much money, Jay.
Yeah. Hey, we have Brandon Routh from Superman, the new Superman on the show. Also on the program, Ziggy Marley. So we have Superman and Superman. Superman and Superman. In fact, you remember that episode of... I used to watch all the Superman shows. Remember that episode of Superman where there was a fire in a room and it's filling up with smoke and Lois and Jimmy were choking, and then Superman goes in and inhales all the smoke from the entire room into his lungs? Same thing happened in Ziggy's dressing room just a minute ago. I couldn't see it. And the whole place. Amazing. You know, I could never figure out about Superman. You know, Clark Kent would always wear the Superman outfit tucked under his clothes, right? It would always be under there.
Right.
Like, when he sat down, why wouldn't the cape pull his neck back? Wouldn't that... I mean, you have that cape, you sit down, you know?
You really thought about that?
Yes, I thought... You know, I was thinking about it. Superman was really the first illegal alien we couldn't catch. Did you know that? I mean, think, he wasn't born here. He's from another planet, and he's willing to do the jobs Americans won't do. Fly into a volcano, stopping asteroids. You see what I'm saying? The ultimate illegal alien. According to the New York Post, Michael Jackson announced he may be moving to Paris. Wow. Well, you thought the French hated us before. How bad is it? They'll probably think he's one of those mimes. You know. And I love this. ABC debuting a new show called The One, Making a Music Star. And they say it is completely original concept. Sure, it's original. It was originally called American Idol, basically. Hey, Britney Spears posed nude for the cover of Harper's Bazaar magazine, completely nude. When they asked her why she did it, she broke down in tears and said, "Because she wants privacy." Oh, I love this, Kev. I love this. I love this story.
What's that?
We were talking about this earlier. According to a lawsuit filed against Minnesota Timberwolves center Eddie Griffin, I know who he is. He was drunk and masturbating when he crashed his luxury SUV into a parked car outside a store in Minneapolis. Oh. Drunk and masturbating, or as I call that, college, basically. Oh, man. Now, technically, is that a carjacking? That's not good. that's a bad one, you know?
That's not good.
A DUI is bad enough. This is a DU.
What movie was he watching?
I don't know what he was watching, but
Just
no, he
curious.
he had it on his screen on the where the satellite navigation is.
All
and
right.
you're I don't know. I'm not sure you explain that one to the guy. You know, there's a whole bunch of new accessories for your iPod. Let you listen to music without the headphones. You can plug them in all over the place. In fact, there's a new one that lets you play music in your home. Did you see that commercial? Show the commercial that's running. Superman himself, Brandon Routh. Say hello to John Melendez, Kevin Eubanks, and the Tonight Show Band. All right. Welcome back. Our old friend Steve Sharippa, who plays Bobby Bacala on The Sopranos, has another report on etiquette for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steve Sharippa. Steve, come on out here. How are you, buddy?
How are you, Jay? How's everything?
I'm good, I'm good. What do you got for us tonight?
Well,
Yeah.
I recently took lessons in Southern etiquette
Right.
from Stephanie and Evelyn Matthews,
Oh, right.
down in Atlanta. It's a mother-daughter team who runs an etiquette school.
An etiquette school?
Etiquette school.
Well, I can tell you're a changed man, really.
Yes, I am, Jay.
Yeah, so
And
soft-spoken.
I'm sensing a little sarcasm.
No, not at all, not at all. That was just your etiquette training.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't want to be the only guy in the world who's got good manners. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I figured, let me take these ladies to New York and let them teach all New Yorkers etiquette.
Really? So you brought them to explain and just show how it's done in the South?
Took them to New York City.
Yeah.
Show them around the city.
Really? All right, let's take
Everyone's
a look.
going to have good etiquette, Jay.
Like to learn the proper way to eat and talk. We aspire to acquire proper etiquette.
Hi, I'm here in Times Square with Stephanie and Evelyn Matthews. They're here from the South. They're the etiquette ladies that we've met before. Are you going to be able to teach these people in New York how to have proper etiquette?
We are. We're going to bring the Southern etiquette to New York today.
New Yorkers, what do you think they need to improve on?
They need to smile more, wave more, be a little more friendly to each other.
I'd like to try the smiling and waving and the good morning.
Yes.
You want to try that?
Yeah,
So show me how it's going to work.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning.
I'm good. How are you? Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Sir, how are you this morning?
I will cook. 1 minute.
Oh,
No English.
no English. But you can say hello and wave.
It's not working, girls. These are two gentlemen in Little Italy. What kind of etiquette do they need to know?
Well, if I were to introduce myself to you, the proper thing to do would be to stand. Hello,
pleasure to
Victor.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, what are you looking down there for? Were you looking at her microphone? What were you looking at her microphone? He was looking at you like you were a meatball sandwich. He was salivating. Hello, sister. Can we speak? You speak to the Tonight Show? And they're visiting my friends from the South, and they're very polite people. They never get angry. Don't you get angry? Even,
yes, I do.
Even you get angry.
Like this.
Yeah, right? You curse once in a while in Italian? Hey! You guys spank with the ruler? Come on, sister. You're talking to me. Come on. You guys didn't lose your virginity. You both could be nuns. You know that? You have the right attitude. I'm assuming you lost your virginity. You have a kid. I'm assuming that. You, I'm not so sure. So the last time we were together down in Atlanta, you said some things about Parker. Remember that?
I remember.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I do.
And what is his name?
Parker.
What is something he would do wrong that's bad etiquette that Parker has?
Probably making someone wait 3.5 years for an engagement ring.
Oh. Right now, where the heck is Parker?
He is in Fort Lauderdale.
So he moved away.
Right.
And you're engaged?
No.
No, but it's your boyfriend for 3.5 years.
Right.
And he moved to Florida. That's bad etiquette, Parker. And you still don't have a ring.
No ring.
Now let me ask you. Can I ask you just between the three of us? Sure. Have you had sex with Parker since we did the last thing in Atlanta?
No.
No?
No.
You haven't had sex with Parker?
No.
How about you? You stripped your husband? I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. So the Southern Etiquette girls are out on the prowl looking for a boyfriend for Stephanie. Is that correct?
And we know you know lots of people, so we like someone just like you.
Just like me.
My first rule in etiquette is to make sure you wash your hands before you come to the table to eat.
That's very good.
You never know where your hands have been. They might have been down there somewhere scratching something, or they might have been down there somewhere else picking at something. Wash your hands before you eat.
They do down south. They explain to me that when they want to insult someone, they go, you know, Robert, this kid's a real idiot. Bless his heart. Everything they
ding you
explain
and then they bless you.
That's exactly right. Tell Vince something. Insult Vince.
Okay, Vince, you need to have a happier look on your face.
Oh. Somebody got served Southern style.
I'm on The Sopranos. I'm not a Disney character.
Oh.
Is it an honest etiquette for a single girl who's sitting next to a nice-looking fella to put her hand on his leg?
That would be a little forward.
What about the nice-looking fella to put his hand on her leg?
That would be forward also.
Then I should take my hand off my leg.
Is he rubbing your legs under the table? Now, is that proper etiquette?
All night long. Our main concern is if you don't like us, will we get whacked tonight before we leave?
Well, only if you ask. Only if you ask.
Anybody single? Is anyone single? I'm trying to get a date for my friend. Who's single? Anybody want to cheat on their wives with her? Help me out here. Is Parker passionate?
He is.
Does he have a nickname for you?
He does.
What's the nickname? Come on.
Pookie.
Pookie? He calls you Pookie. Get rid of this guy right now. And what do you call him? Schmucko? What do you call him? What do you call a guy that calls you Pookie?
I call him Parky sometimes.
Parky and Pookie. You got a gun? Anybody got a gun? We're in New York. Somebody got one. Let me kill myself. This is a sharp guy here.
Hey.
You like it? I like the tie.
Very
Look at this guy. If you don't mind, what do you do for a living?
I'm looking for a job.
You're looking for a job? A deadbeat loser. Pass. See ya. All right. If you were to take Stephanie out on a date, what would be a perfect night? What do you think?
I don't know. Nice evening out for dinner, couple of drinks, maybe a play or something.
What kind of play would you take her to?
I don't know. Cats.
You know what I like about this date? Cats hasn't been on Broadway in 5 years.
In a long time. Yeah, it's been a long
That's what I
time.
like. You're gonna take her to see Cats. Do you like tattooed guys? Does your husband have a tattoo?
No, he doesn't. But I think they are very colorful.
People get tattooed for all kinds of reasons.
And why do you? Come on, beat it.
You beat it. This is
Come on, beat it.
You beat it.
You beat it. Get out of here. I live down the block. Keep quiet. Beat it. Yeah, you come and catch me alone. That's the New York I'm talking about. That's the real New York. All right, so now, Stephanie, Evelyn,
Yes.
we've been trying for 2 days to find you a guy.
Yes.
Right?
have.
We've been having a tough time.
It's
We
been
are.
very
She's
tough.
very fussy. She's very particular,
She's
right?
always been that way.
But I found a guy.
You did.
I found a guy.
Oh, great.
He's good looking. He's rich. He's intelligent. He's all the attributes you want.
Okay.
We're
All right.
excited.
Come on in.
Oh, Pookie! Oh, my darling Pookie!
What do you think?
Hey, she's not a bad-looking broad either. Wow!
All righty, there you go. Steve Sharuppa, thank you, buddy. Be right back with Superman. Brandon Ralph, right after this. Welcome back. We got a great show tonight from the new movie Superman Returns. Routh is it. You know, something happened in the office today concerning Brandon. I was talking to one of our talent coordinators, Gina. Very cute. You know Gina upstairs. Very cute.
Yeah, sure.
Very cute. Very single. Sweet girl.
Okay.
And I asked her, you know, are you going to take off early? You know, it's a holiday weekend, sometimes a little bit early. And she said it depends on Brandon. If he's cute and entertaining, she'll stay for the show. Excuse me. So I thought, all right, let's find out. So what we did, we put a camera on Gina's desk so she can stick around, and we'll find out if she thinks he's cute and entertaining. Gina, are you there? Can we go to Gina? There she is. There's
Hi,
Gina.
Jay.
Hi, Gina. How you doing? See, she's cute. Now, Brandon will be out in a second. Now, if Brandon were not on the show tonight, when would you normally have left?
Probably before the monologue, kind of like everyone else.
I hope Brandon has a lot of money and you two fall in love. All right, also on the show tonight, very funny comedian, one of my favorites, Kathleen Madigan is here, and music of Ziggy Marley. Ziggy Marley as well. All right, let's get right to it. My first guest is starring in his very first movie, a little art house film called Superman Returns, one of these small, low-budget, done-locally deals. It's just gotten rave reviews. It just opened, Wednesday. It's already made like $32 gazillion. It's a huge blockbuster. Please welcome Brandon Routh, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Routh. Seat.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Let's, Gina?
He's tall and handsome.
Yeah,
well, I'll do my best, Gina, to keep you entertained.
Thank you.
Make the wait worth your while.
Okay, thank you.
Rave reviews. Congratulations. Your first film, then. It's pretty amazing. Are you overwhelmed yet by all of this?
You know, at the beginning I was, but then you think about, gosh, I'm going to be Superman, so it was very all-encompassing. I mean, it includes a lot of hoopla. So you know, I dreamed a lot about how big it would be, and it's kind of happening. So.
And is this the same as a dream? Is it kind of like what you thought?
It is. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. This is one of the things that I thought about. One of the great things I'd be able to do. So
now I know you're from a small town, much like Superman. You're from Iowa, right? Where in Iowa?
I'm from Norwalk.
Norwalk, Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you don't know where that is. Shut up.
Yeah, it's some of my family's.
Oh, your family. That's why they know. All right. Okay. Exactly my point. Even your family barely knew. They went, woo, we're not sure, and we're from there. How small a town is it?
I think the population now is 7,800.
Oh,
it was a little bit smaller when I was growing up there, but.
Oh, okay. And I know it's a kind of a hackney question, but how many stoplights would there be in this town?
We had 3.
Okay.
There's a few more now, but we had 3. Yeah, and we had a nice flashing 4-way stop on Main Street.
Oh, okay. Now, did you have was the hangout? Did you have a McDonald's, or what was the place you hung out with? The Krispy Kreme? Was there a place where you would go?
No, there used to be a corner store up by the 4-way stop on Main Street, and we used to go up there and take my red wagon. My sister and I, my friends, we'd collect all the bottles and take it up and get the exchange, because in Des Moines, well, in Iowa, you used to get, I think you still do, get money back from exchanging the bottles. So that was our spending money.
So you grew up in the middle of the Depression.
It's a fun thing to do in the summer. You know, what else are you going to do as kids?
So, I mean, did you go to school with the same kid? Like, to me, I came from a small town. So whoever you knew in the first grade, you knew when you're graduating class. Same deal?
Yeah, exactly. The kindergarten all the way through high school, graduation, pretty much the same people, give or take a few people who moved out. And my mom's a teacher, still is, and that always didn't necessarily transfer into a lot of friends when I got older, because I think they all thought I was going to snitch on them.
Oh, squeal, yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's got to be cool to call up that head cheerleader. It's Superman.
Their tunes have changed a bit, yeah.
So how does one get into acting? Okay, you're turning in bottles and you go, well, this sucks. Where did that leap come from? I mean, because when you're in Iowa, it seems as far away from show business as you could possibly get.
Yeah, well, and that's what I thought. Yeah. I did a lot of performing in high school. And just growing up.
What did you do in high school? Like, what was it in Iowa? What are you playing?
Well, it was high school theater and musical theater. We did South Pacific and The Princess and the Pea and madrigal choirs, and I was in marching band and jazz band and all these things. My parents are both musicians, so I come from a performance-oriented family. And, you know, I never really thought that I could come out to Los Angeles and be an actor. So my other love was writing. So I went to the University of Iowa, which has a great writing program, and studied English for a year. then some girls who are my friends said, you know, you should look into modeling. So I was like, okay. So I looked into that in Des Moines, which then led me to New York, this big convention. I met my first manager. I did some acting things and modeling things.
Go back to these girls that are your friends.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that. These girls, you should be in modeling. Take off your pants. Let's see. I mean, did they somehow trick you? You can reveal it now. If they somehow tricked you into taking your clothes off.
No. It was all kosher.
All right. Oh, wow. That's the only Jewish phrase ever heard in Iowa. Wow. Now, did you watch Superman? See, you know, I was a huge Superman and Batman when I was a kid. I was a huge fan. Were you a fan of the Superman movies?
Yeah, absolutely. The first time I saw the movie, I think, was when I was 5 or 6, and in my living room, and I knew it was going to be on television, and I was extremely excited. I had Superman pajamas with a little cape, and I was running around, jumping off the couch. And I was so excited that I gave myself a migraine, which I had gotten frequently as a kid, but, you know, sometimes it can be self-induced by excitement. So I was so excited that I was so upset to my stomach for half the movie. And the second movie I actually enjoyed watching. Later I watched it again without being sick, but yeah.
Yeah. So when did you hear that you got the part?
Somebody from the studio called and told me that I got the role, and then I immediately called my mom, and she screamed and yelled, and I think then my dad figured out what was happening from all the screaming and yelling.
All right, look, we'll take a break. We have an amazing coincidence involving Superman in our show.
Oh.
It's one of these amazing things that we'll tell you about when we come back right after this. More with Brandon. Of course, Superman and Superman Returns. I mentioned this coincidence. Someone who works on our show, he was the bartender on a little J bar that we try to, you know, we try to get the guests loaded.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Aaron, he was the original baby in the first Superman movie.
Oh.
Okay. Do you have the clip? No, here he is. Wait, let me show you. Here he is. He's the...
There he is. In all his glory.
Aaron Smolinski. Aaron, come on out here. There we go. Come on, Aaron. There we go. As you can see in the clip, even back then, Aaron was not particularly well endowed. But you know, some guys get the break, some don't. Now, I know you tended bar here in town, too,
yes.
right? Okay. Now, where was that at?
Lucky Strike Lanes on Hollywood Highland.
Yeah, I know that. We have a photo. Where is that photo? You won a contest?
Yeah. I won there it is. Halloween contest. I dressed up as Superman / Clark Kent because I had always been told so many times that I looked like Christopher Reeve. So I thought, okay, this is easy costume to put together. I bought some glasses, and I won $100.
So put that back up. In Hollywood, you won... How crappy were the other costumes? Really, you won... I mean, all you have, you're just a guy in a T-shirt and glasses. How do you win in Hollywood, home of the costumes, how do you beat anybody with that?
I think that they were just all kind of surprised at the likeness, and I think
that was it. Okay.
What won the judges over?
You know, some guy comes dressed as Alien with 3 hours of makeup and you win $100. Seems a little unfair.
Sometimes the good guy wins.
All right. Now you made this movie in Australia?
Yeah, in Sydney.
And how was that? First time there?
Yeah, it was great. You know, at first I was a little homesick being away from my friends and family, and I was there a total of about 10.5 months. So it was a big undertaking.
And that's a macho place, and those guys, hey, Superman.
Yeah, I was a little bit afraid to go into some of the bars there because not that I could really drink anything at that time anyway because I had to stay fit. But you know, they'd get a little macho, I'm sure, if they figured out who I was. So I wanted to.
Did you learn any of the slang, the local slang?
Yeah, we were talking about, you know, they have a lot of sports that they have rugby and they have Australian rules football, which is great. And we were saying, oh, you know, what team do you root for? And they said, oh, what did you say? And I said, root. And, well, root is, in Australia, is a term for something else.
It means like sex or a polite term for sex.
Yes.
Hey,
so,
get rooted or something. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So we stopped saying that, except when we wanted to have a laugh, and then we'd say it.
Oh, okay. So roots would mean a whole different thing. You say you're going to watch Roots, you get a lot of guys. Come on. So, okay, so you got this big part, big dough, huge money.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you probably don't get a whole lot of dough for this.
No. The first film, you know, it's my entry into the entertainment industry, and it's I'm really excited and proud to be able to be a part of this film.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Now, set up this clip. What's happening here? This is...
Here is one of the best days, one of the most fun days I had filming. This is me flying down on the plane wing and saving the, or not saving if you haven't seen it to hold the excitement, 777. And I really got to fly down on this plane wing, this 8-foot plane wing, mock plane wing, I suppose, from 5 feet up, and grab onto it and really, you know, pull on it, fans blowing in my face. And it was cool. Instead of just interacting with green screen, I actually got to do something. Great effect, great CGI, flying back.
Terrific. I think I was on that flight once. Now, hey, will you go up and say hi to Gina? She's
absolutely.
Stuck around. All right, good. Gina, he's coming up. He's coming up to say hello. All right. Look, she's still there, so you must have done well. There you go. Be right back with Kathleen Madigan and check in with Gina. Thank you, Brandon. Good job, buddy. Tear to your eyes. All right. My next guest is a very popular comedian. I think she's terrific. She's going to be the next big star. She really makes me laugh. Her new CD is called In Other Words. It's also available on DDD, Betamax, Kinescope. It's everywhere. It's in store. Every medium it's out. You can get this thing in any for 78 RP. It's everything. This fall, she's co-starring on Jeff Foxworthy's new show, Foxworthy's Big Night Out. Please welcome the one and the only Kathleen Madigan, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to Los Angeles. I live here now. I'm not originally from here. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, wow, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if you've been following the news lately, and I don't want to brag too much, but Missouri is now ranked #1 in crystal meth labs. Thank you. I think because that's the only thing we're #1 in, we should be able to say that at the next political convention when they do roll call and that fat guy gets up to say things about your state. I think our guys should seriously walk up and go, Mr. Chairman, from the fine state of Missouri, home of Anheuser-Busch, Ralston, Purina, and more crystal meth labs than any other state in the United States, and we are super wound up tonight. Thank you. This crystal meth, I mean, you got to be a special kind of stupid to do this drug. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, but I would never do a drug that involves rednecks and science. I'm like, that's why those labs keep blowing up every time you turn on the news. You got Scooter and Moron out in the shed. They're trying to do chemistry. They don't have a GED between the two of them. I'm like, I would give my entire week's paycheck to hear the conversation right before the explosion. You're supposed to use more ammonia, you dumbass. Just shut up and turn up the heat. See what happens. My whole family still lives in Missouri. My parents actually live by a lake out in the middle of nowhere, 4 hours away from the St. Louis airport. So if I fly home, they'll volunteer to come and get me at the airport. And that sounds nice on paper. But at this age, you cannot spend 4 hours in the back seat of your parents' car. I don't care how much you love them. Their arguments are enough to make my head fly off. My mom actually said at Christmas, she turned around, she goes, I am so angry at your father because he will not wear his teeth to golf. I'm like, I have never heard that sentence out loud in my life for any reason. I just keep calling the OnStar lady from the back seat. I was like, hello, ma'am, I'm in the car with my parrots. Is there some sort of emergency? I'm going to repeat that sentence, lady. I am in the car with my parrots. He's deaf and she won't quit talking to him. My dad can't hear. He has 2 hearing aids. I don't know if you've ever been around somebody with hearing aids, but here's a little news flash. They really don't work at all. What they do, though, is when the battery goes dead, it makes this high-pitched squeal. It makes this nee, but they don't hear it because they're deaf. He will walk around for hours with this thing going on. Nee, there's like 50 dogs at the front door going, God almighty, turn it off. Our heads are going to fly off. And my parents, they have a nice house by a lake, but they're also building a cabin out in the woods for some reason. And I said to my mom, I go, why are you doing this? She goes, well, in case of a terrorist attack, then we can all meet at the cabin. I go, you know what, Mom? I would rather have a nuclear bomb shoved directly up my ass than try to live out the end of the world with you and Dad in a cabin. I mean, I love my parents, and my mom's actually funny. Not usually when she knows she's funny. Like, they came here, and they're out to L.A., and they go, we want to go to Venice Beach. I go, okay, so we go, and there's a big boardwalk there. People rollerblade, you know, ride bikes. Well, 2 lesbians walked by holding hands, and my mom looked up seriously, and she goes, you know, when I see women holding hands, I don't know if they're lesbians or if just one of the ladies is blind. I'm like, well, why don't we throw some quarters at them, Mom? And if they catch them, we'll know they're lesbians. Oh. They're good with the technology, my parents. Now they are, but they're good with the email. That first 10 years, wow, that was hard. I bet I got over 500 emails from my dad that just said, is this working? Is this working? So I would email back, no. No. And then the phone would ring. My youngest sister taught him all the technology stuff. I have 2 sisters. My youngest sister, polar opposite of me. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, the most happy human being you will ever be. Like a yellow lab running in the family room. Hi! 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 I'm like, why are you so happy? It's Wednesday! I'm like, all right, I don't even want to know. She's always daydreaming. I never daydream. She's like, if you don't daydream, what do you think about? I'm like, what I'm doing. I think that's what I'm thinking about. And I said, what is it that you're always daydreaming about? She goes, mostly hats. I go, I don't even know what that means. She goes, all right, I'll explain it. She goes, let's say you were going to get married and you were going to have your honeymoon in Ireland at a castle, and if they had horses there and you could ride them, what kind of hat would you wear? I go, I don't know how you get to the store and home without getting tricked into a van. I know. He goes, thank you, that's it for me.
Kathleen Madigan, ladies and gentlemen, very good job. Available on Kinescope and DVD and Beta. Kathleen Madigan, good job. Be right back with Ziggy Marley right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Very funny, doll. That was great. On August 6th, he'll begin the Bob Marley Roots Rock Reggae Festival in Redway, California. Tonight he's performing a song from the new CD, Love Is My Religion, which is available exclusively at Target stores. Please welcome Ziggy Marley.
I'll take you to the temple tonight. Well, I'm done searching now. I found out what this life is worth, yeah. Not in the books did I find, but by searching my mind. I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is the calling, have you heard? Bring all the lovers to the fold. No one is gonna lose their soul. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Hey, you can take it or leave it. Now do you believe?
Ziggy Marley, thank you, man. That was great. That was great, man. Always a pleasure to have you. I want to thank all my guests, Kathleen, Madigan, and Kev Run and Routh, Superman, and of course, The Goomba Diet by Steve Shariffa. Pick it up, bookstores everywhere. Folks, have a great weekend. Stay tuned.